What is up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Um, Hope everybody has had a great weekend. Didn't really plan on doing this video, but I shared pickups yesterday from the Chantilly show, and unexpectedly, I actually went back up today, Sunday, for day 3 of the show. It's actually been a few years since I've went to all 3 days of the show. It has an evening showing on Fridays, a nice full day on Saturday, and then the show's open from 10 to 4 on Sundays. Um, I I went, 3 days. The first time me and the missus went up there, and then obviously, as I discussed yesterday, the show kind of dwindled down a little bit with the content of it and the quantity and size of the show and everything. So we would just go on Saturday. This time, I had a feeling it was going to be a large show. I wanted to be able to try to see more of it. And it did not disappoint. It was a great show. Love all 3 days. Can't wait for June. It's really, the months are passing by real quickly. And before you know it, we're going to be at the National. And I'm just telling you, seeing the size of this show and just how many people were there was very impressive. It's a very positive sign for the hobby in general. With, there was an uncertainty there for a bit of what direction things were going. We all knew that like 2020 and early 2021, things were really inflated. But then when things started decreasing, at a pretty substantial rate, uh, personally, I had a concern. I didn't know, would people leave? Um, would they be understanding of a correction slash leveling out slash normalization of the card values, market, whatever you want to call it. Um, I was unsure. I'm sure some people did leave. I'm sure some people lost and left. They got frustrated and left. Um, but it was also a really good sign of seeing how many folks were there and still in it. And to put on top of that, um, it was real easy as somebody attending the show to negotiate and work deals, whether it was trades or selling. I brought another box of cards with me today. I kind of already knew I was going to be able to sell them because the stuff I brought today was stuff I did not have with me on Saturday. And, I met a dealer that was very easy to work with. And he made good offers on my stuff, so I was very happy with it. Um, I did take another card with me just as a feeler. I wasn't even sure quite what it was worth. I looked up a few prices. Like, it's out of 10, so it's tough to price to begin with. I didn't really know what it was worth, but we pulled it ourselves, so it's not like I was into it for anything other than a box price. So I took that just to see if there was any interest. It was actually a Marvel card. And I worked a deal out on that one. But yeah, like all 3 days I made deals, and the entire weekend I made deals. I never was diving into my wallet. I was using basically what I like to refer to as cardboard cash, things that I was looking to sell either on eBay, MySlabs, Facebook, whatever. And the perfect time to do that is at a show to either negotiate into a trade or funds to buy other things that I would like to add to my collection. Um, this entire show is a bit different. I bought a lot of autographs. I'm finding that in the baseball sector of vintage, um, a lot of the cards that I still, I guess you could say, need to try to pick up are pretty pricey. Um, So I need to kind of go on a game plan there of like which plan of attack am I going to go for moving forward on some of the vintage baseball side. Um, Hockey, I actually had looked a little bit into a few hockey vintage Hall of Fame rookie cards. It's surprising, and I'm even talking outside of like Bobby Orr and Gordie Howe and those guys. Some of the names that you really don't ever hear anyone speak of in vintage hockey are worth all. They go for a lot of money, even in a low grade. Even in my style grade, they go for a lot of money. So that's another thing I got to dive into more and research on. But the show was great. I'm kind of giving further recap on this. I know I talked a lot about it yesterday. James was here; he talked about it as well. Uh, the reason I'm going back over it and discussing like the strength of the hobby was from talking to dealers, and I talked to dealers both who were just pretty much strictly ultra modern, um, and you know, all the way to dealers who do shows all over the place, um, that do vintage. So I had an aspect from both spectrums, big dealers, small dealers, vintage and ultra modern, and every dealer that I either spoke with personally about it or heard over conversation, they were all saying how amazing they did at the show. Um, that alone is a positive sign because that meant that the crowd wasn't just there for the autograph signers. The crowd wasn't just there to sell cards. Um, there was both, things were moving both ways. Dealers were selling, and they were also buying. So that was great to see, great to hear. Um, and it was an awesome experience. I'm pretty happy. I didn't know what I was going to get into this weekend. I always try to have a plan going in. This weekend I really didn't. I thought maybe I would do, value boxes and stuff, but when I got there and seen how much was there, I got sucked into looking at cases, which I just love to do, just looking through cases at cards and everything. Um, and then I was just finding things. I was like, that's pretty cool. I'd like to get it, and was able to work deals and stuff out with people. I did not spend a I didn't spend anything out of pocket this weekend. Everything was by trading and or selling to create funds. So pretty happy with that. Um, and got some more pickups today. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to share. I'll kind of go over what the deals were for them. And yeah, if you like the content, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below and everything, guys. If you went to the Chantilly show, let me know. If you've seen footage from other people, let me know your thoughts on how the show was. What you picked up if you went. Um, what you think about what I picked up. But yeah, so the first thing is going to be this. Now, first and foremost, when I posted photos of this on Instagram and everything, I did not have the label. And I'm going to tell you why. I didn't care about the grade on this card. This is a game used relic, jumbo relic. Um, it actually got pretty good subs except for surface, and it's even hard to see, but there's a spot like right here in the corner window of this patch that I'm fairly certain is why it got the sub it did on surface. Personally, I don't care. I like this old game used stuff. This caught my eye because it is Jim Thorpe, and it is a very large game used relic. It also specifies game worn jersey. Sometimes they're pants, but they're still game used uniforms. But this one does specify jersey, but also Jim Thorpe playing baseball. I thought that was really cool. Jim Thorpe's recognized a lot for his Olympic, accomplishments, his football, that sort of stuff. And so it was really cool to see a game used baseball jersey of the great Jim Thorpe. So I got this. I got it off of Black Jaded Wolf. Um, Worked a deal out. I had a Marvel Universe buy that Hulk. I don't really know what that card is worth. I had it at approximately 400. She had this priced at 200. So she gave me the Thorpe relic and 175 cash for a total 375. I was happy with that. Again, it was pulled out of a box we bought, so um, it was a matter of which is cooler to me, owning a buyback card, like a card really that's from, what were those, 97, I think. So a card that's from 97 with a stamp on it. It's not like autographed or anything like that. So, like, which was worth more to me? Would have, if I had pulled this, I would have been like, holy crap, that's cool. The Hulk, it was a cool card, but it's not really my thing. So it was cool to trade it for this, plus wind up with 175 cash on top. So the slab, I might crack it out and either just put it in a one touch or get it in the tux, either just authenticated, or depends on if that spot is as bad as I think it is. But I don't really care about the grade on this kind of stuff. It's just cool to have. So Thorpe game used baseball, pretty cool. And then these it's actually the same dealer that I got the Acuna auto off of and the Emmitt Smith auto. I spotted this yesterday, and dingy me didn't ask him about it. But this is a 90 Fleer All-Star team. It's a Kirby Puckett auto that get authenticated. I didn't really know what Kirby Puckett autos went for. It's not something, to be honest, I ever looked for. That's why I said this weekend was weird. I don't really know autograph market, so some things I may have overpaid a bit on. But I got some cool autographs. Hank Aaron, DiMaggio, so I'm not going to complain. But here's a Puckett Beckett authenticated auto. He had 235 on this, and again, I didn't know what it was going for, so I did pull up just to try to see what a Puckett auto like market looked like. And this was an odd situation for me because I don't haggle or like talk down on a dealer price that much. But the guy literally, and it was actually both cards, funny enough, and he came out and told me, finally, he's like, what happened is he bought both of these right off of eBay right before the show, and then brought them to the show with him. So the price was glaring right there. This is an '05 Lumberjacks game used auto Tony Gwynne. Again, I didn't know what the Gwynne market was, so I was trying to figure out how much a Gwynne auto would be, and if we were in range. But he had this marked at 235. This, you can see here, was marked at 150. So, come to find out, he bought this. It was like 71 and change on eBay, and this was like 150 some dollars is what he got it for. He wound, after looking at it, and I don't know if he forgot or what, but rather than doing 385 on it, he was like, you know what, I'll honor what I paid if you can just pay up a little bit to cover, because I had to pay taxes and shipping. And so I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'm more than willing to have even chipped in a little extra. I mean, he bought it on eBay. He didn't have to resell them. But two autographs that I thought were really cool. I got them both for $250. So he did work on the price a good bit over what he originally had them priced at, being as he had just bought them on eBay. So that was pretty cool. I mean, I'm glad to add those. And then I walked around. I'll go ahead and discuss this since the show's over, but there was a card I'm not too familiar with, and I wasn't sure what to value it at. It's a pretty rare card from what I can tell. or at least it's rare being notated on the slab. But it was a 49 Bowman Roy Campanella. It was a gray variant. Really cool card. The dealer was asking $1,200 for it. I couldn't find much information. Only one I could really find on eBay was a raw copy that somebody was asking like $6,000 or best offer for. I didn't know if that was even realistic. Being that I could get a low grade regular Campanella, probably 2 to 3 times cheaper, I kind of stayed away from that one because I didn't know what I was getting into. What a good price to pick that up even was. $1,200 might have been an amazing price. I just wasn't confident on paying that much for it, and Campanella's not like one that I've been hunting down. It's pretty easy to get, if you want to say easy, but they do come up pretty reasonably often. So I laid off of that one. And then there was also a guy there that has a bunch of framed photos that are like framed with cut autos in them. And there was a real cool photo with Jackie and the owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers when Jackie was signing his MLB contract, and it had cut autos from both of them. And I stared at that thing so hard, but it was a pretty good amount, and I just didn't want to spend all my funds on a photo. Plus, I didn't know where I would put it. Jackie Auto is something I do want to add to the collection at some point. So that's something that maybe I can go towards working as a goal. So those were two things. I was looking for a nice Muhammad Ali auto. Since I was in the auto kick, I was like, who's some guys? There was a Barry Bonds ticket from his 500 home run game that Bonds had autographed. It was graded a PSA 8. Just some neat stuff that I was looking at and considering. But what I bought right as I was leaving the show, this may not be for everybody, but a 53 Topps Mickey Mantle. SGCA, it does have paper loss on the corners, and then top 2 corners on the back has a little bit of paper loss, but it does not affect the image at all. Mickey's full name is there. The image is nice, bright, bold colors. The centering is dead spot on. That was something I was amazed with. I actually took it down again and showed the missus, and I was like, if this didn't have the paper loss and everything, this card would be a super high grade, but just due to the centering and everything alone. Super cool to pick that up. I have, I was able to get the 56. I've said before in videos, I think the 53 and the 56s are great buys. The 52 is out of range for majority of anybody. 53 is still obtainable. 56 is an iconic set, and it was kind of the rebirth of Mickey back into Topps. So I was really excited to add that to the collection. Story on this one, it was priced at $2,500. Me and the dealer, talked. I asked him, I was like, "Are you firm on 25?" His buddy that was at the table was like, "No, it's Sunday," and so I was like, "Okay." I walked around, came back right before I was leaving, and I was like, "All right, what's the Sunday discount?" And he said he would like to be at 2,000. I kind of did a little bit of pricing, looking at others, in an A, and what they were doing, what price range it was. I asked him if he would do 18, and the reason I did, honestly, is because 18 put me at breaking even from what I sold for the weekend, and to pay 18 on that, then I wouldn't be out of pocket. I also told him, look, if you reject that offer, I completely understand, and I don't blame you. he actually was cool with that price, and we made a deal on it. So I was able to get the mantle at 18. So super excited to add that into the collection as well. Hell, you never know, I might go on a mantle run. I don't have the 52 tops, but I do have the 52 Bowman, so never know. Maybe mantle. We have the Jackie run pretty well complete. Might be a couple pieces to add to Jackie, but I'm loving the Hall of Fame baseball. Working on player runs, that sort of thing. It's a lot of fun. These cards are just iconic art, really. So that's all I have for you guys. Appreciate if you checked it out and watched. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. This weekend was a lot of fun. Can't wait till the next one. But as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.